So with Torquay United manager Kevin Nicholson. Kevin, from what I heard about game listeners commentary, it was a cracking sort of FA Trophy midweek victory. You've had a couple of FA Trophy wins before and hoped to sort of pick up, but it hasn't quite worked out that way in the league. What makes you think that this time it might be a bit different?
Well, I think this time we've got a stronger squad. You know, we've passed the window now. We've got in the squad that I wanted. We've got options. You know, we've sat over the last couple of days talking about what the team's going to be for Saturday, and it's brilliant because we can't really agree, and we've never really had that problem before. So you've got plenty of lads who are knocking on the door ready to play. You've got the lads that laid down the marker on Tuesday night who worked incredibly hard for each other. So there's absolutely no reason we can't go to Boreham and get a result, and we all know we need to start that now, and hopefully Tuesday night will be the catalyst for it.
I've often heard managers say, I'm not sure if you've said it yourself, but sort of like if you've got the shirt, and when a team wins a game, that's normally how it works. When you've got four guys back home who aren't able to help, it's out of their control. Surely that situation can't quite be the same.
Well, I think if this was first game of the season, it would be. But the reality is that we've got the best part of 20 games coming up in the next 8 weeks or something crazy. So, yeah, I mean, I'm not a fan of rotation, but I'm going to have to use it to a degree. I need to keep the players fit. I need to keep them fresh. I need them to be able to go out like they did on Tuesday night and work as hard as what they did. And they're going to have to do that twice a week from now on. So it's unrealistic to expect the same 11 to do that over and over again. But I'm fortunate that it's not that I'm going to be replacing a player with a lesser. You know, you've got a group now who are all as good as each other, which is how it should be. If it was the start of the season, then it might be more a case of the shirt's yours and the other guy's got to push himself in. But we're all working towards a common goal now. You know, we've got these games to get this season right. I said it on Tuesday. 5th bottom, finish the season at Wembley. If we do that, then we've achieved all the goals that we could do. And to do that, we're going to need everybody fighting for each other on each other's side, not worried about too much who's playing and who's not, because you're all going to be expected to do a job, and when you get your chance to do it, you need to do it. So it's exciting. It's never dull being a Torquay fan, and yeah, roll on Saturday.
On a slight tangent, there's been some talk sort of nationally about maybe scrapping FA Cup replays. I'm not sure if you've been asked this question before, but when it comes to the FA Trophy, would you be in favour of them getting rid of replays?
I think so, yeah. I think that wouldn't be a bad idea. The problem that you've got at our level is that, you know, if you have a cup run and you get a couple of games called off, which is what's happened with us, you end up with this huge backlog of games. Now, you haven't got the squad size of what the teams higher up have got, so it all kind of conspires against you a little bit. Having said that, personally, I'm not too bothered about these games coming close together, because I think it gives us a chance to get some momentum and get on a run. And on the flip side, if we have a bad result, we've only got a couple of days before we get a chance to go and put it right. So I'm not overly worried about all these games together, but the bigger picture, yeah, I think a replay in the trophy, you can agree not to have a replay, but obviously the away team never wants to do that, because as much as people dismiss it early on, everybody still knows that A, there's money on it, and B, you've got a chance to go to Wembley. So, you know, I said before the first Macclesfield game that I'd rather us, you know, get knocked out heroically than go to a replay. Well, when we went 3-2 down, all I could think about was how am I going to get back into it. So it doesn't work like that. You have these thoughts, and they don't really follow through like you think they might.
Verma, last I'd heard you were hoping to get some sort of results back on him on Monday. Did it work out that way, and if so, how have the results panned out?
Yeah, I spoke to Armin. He's bored out his mind. His results came back from the bit that he had done on Monday. Everything was fine. He's got one more scan this Monday coming, and then we'll know. And then it will either be all clear, he can get back into it, or after that we'll have to see what they say. But he's confident that it'll all be okay. He feels good. And like I say, his biggest problem is boredom. He's not been able to do anything. So he'll have to get back up to speed. But luckily we've got the cover in the squad now and the options that we can bring him in gently. But it would be great to have him involved for the trophy game at Bognor. And I'm sure that's a target for him as well.
And you mentioned that backlog of fixtures that you've now got. Is the table now, as it stands, basically a lie as far as you're concerned, because you've got those games in hand? And yes, you might be 12 points from safety, but you've got those games in hand. I know it's up to you to make the
No,
most of it.
the table's never a lie. The table is always accurate, regardless of how much you might think you've been unlucky or not, or everybody's got their reasons. The table's always accurate, and at the moment we're bottom of it. And we've got a chance, regardless of whether we've games in hand or not. There's enough games left for us to put that right. It's up to what we do, and so we have to take each game on its individual merits, not get carried away. I don't want us thinking that we've got 3 games in hand. I just want us thinking that we've got to go and beat Boreham, and then when the Boreham game's done, we've got to go and beat Welling. But we don't think about any of that until the very next game is out of the way. So, like I say, it's exciting. It's there to be done. There's a huge achievement that is attainable for us, or 2 huge achievements, and we go for both of them. We're fit enough, we're strong enough, the spirit's there, we've got a big enough squad to be able to cope with it, and so let's see what we can do.
You often hear people talking about Kidderminster and the other teams with you in the bottom 4, but really it is that 20th place that you want to finish in. I'm not greedy. 5th bottom, that's all I want. That'll do the job. That'll get us where we want to be, and then we can worry about anything else after that. We've just got to be better than 4 other teams between now and the end of the season. We've got them all to play. There's a lot of 6-pointers, there's a lot of cup finals, however you want to dress it up. It's there to be done, but we can only worry about us, and we can only worry about the next game. But Boreham Wood are where you want to be, so presumably this is a bigger game than even the other big games that we talk about, just because it is that team in that position. 12 points could be it will be at least 13 if you lost, possibly even 15, so it is that bit bigger, isn't it?
No, it's just the next game. The next game is the only one that's important. Doesn't matter who you're playing, doesn't matter where they are in the league. There's points up for grabs, and we want them. Win, lose or draw this game on Saturday, we'll still be in it, but it's the only one that matters.
You won Tuesday. They also got the first win in a little while on Tuesday, so you might be looking at 2 teams that are a bit more pumped up than they were a week ago. Yeah,
no, absolutely. We're at their place, the pressure's on them, they'll be favourites. That, like you say, they've drawn and then won 1. It's up to us to go there and cause that little bit of an upset, but we've done that in the past, and there's no reason we can't do it again.
They don't score many, they don't see that many for where they are in the table. Does that have any bearing on how you approach the game, knowing that?
No, we've done our research, we know about them, we know what we need to do, not what we don't need to do, but the biggest thing is that we concentrate on what we're good at, because I think if we keep doing that, we've had good performances that haven't had the results that were warranted, but we're past that now. It's just about winning, so we go there, we find a way to win, and we give it everything we've got.
Team news wise, finally for me, you've mentioned one player who looks like he'll be out, but how's the overall picture squad wise looking?
Yeah, not bad. There's a couple of niggles. I think it might be 1 game too early for Iffy, but hopefully we'll have him back for Tuesday, and certainly for the trophy game. But yeah, I think everybody's pretty much fit and ready to go.
Cheers, Kevin.